Welcome, everybody, to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studios. It is Wednesday, March 24th. I'm your girl, Pilar Lastra. To my left, we've got D-Mac. To my right, we've got Tom Mazaway.
Music didn't fire again.
It happens, Maz.
Yeah, the clock's not on.
It
Music
happens.
didn't fire
Listen,
again.
everybody,
It's
why do
Wednesday.
y'all have to air
Hump
out our
day.
laundry?
Hump day. Hump day.
Yes, it's hump day, and it's going to be great because it's
Sure
going to be
it's
a
not
lot
Tuesday?
of fun. No, it is Wednesday. Behind the glass, we have got our boy Fish and Easy D and Art as well. Still behind the glass.
I spilled Art's monster drink before the show.
He hasn't. My goodness. You know what? Never rob a bank with these guys. I mean, they have no secrecy.
You put me in this category? Are you kidding me? I'm the one that's going to get you away. You see these?
Right, you're right. You're going to be my getaway car. You're
Thank
going to be
you.
my getaway.
Don't put me in these people's category with the shenanigans going on. I was sitting over here by myself, minding my own business, prepping for the show. Was I not?
I just want to say, Tom is calling out dropping somebody's drink. His thing's not working. You're saying our clock's not working.
I had a bad start to the day,
We don't
too.
need to air out our laundry party, people.
I cracked my
Everything
mirror
is-
off,
Oh my
hit the
God.
garage, cracked my mirror off my leased car, which I'm ready to turn in. Then I had to go and jump Kathy's van. The freaking alternator broke. This has been I'm good.
Her battery. It was
Yeah,
her battery,
and her battery, too. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm good.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but you're
just
here.
put a little bit of duct tape on it. It
Right now, that's
fixes
what I have on my
everything.
mirror.
Some Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
Maz, don't worry. I used to play bumper cars in the garage back in the day when I was drinking. I took a bunch of mirrors and doors off, but don't worry about it. They can be. Those things can be fixed, brother.
It
But
happens.
As long as you're here,
That's right.
we're all
Thanks,
happy.
buddy. Thanks.
You know
That
why?
is
You know
right.
why that is, Pilar?
Why is that?
Right, because I want everybody. Because Maz, it's a tough day. But Easy. I think we should play. Another thing is Maz growing up in New York, and yesterday we heard about it. But I just wanted everybody to take a look. Because how can you be mad at Tom Mazaway? He's having a tough day. I need some Tom Mazaway love. Easy. Can you play that, please?
Yeah, I was
Or
10
no.
years old the last time the Knicks won.
Volume.
You can see this is not the face and body of a 10-year-old. It's been a long, long road for the New York Knickerbockers. That's all I got to say.
It's not?
It's not. And
You had us all fooled.
I know. I'm a kid at heart. I realize that. But as you can see, the wear and tear has done something to me on this face and body and this hair, which is gone.
So, Maz, what I'm saying is it could always be worse. Nobody be mad. Little Tommy Mazaway, you know what? Like, you'll be all right, buddy. It just goes. Sometimes you got to embrace the suck.
Do you see me in that Pee Wee Jets uniform?
No,
Undefeated,
I couldn't get by the
1971
jowls.
champions.
I couldn't get by the chubby cheeks and the.
You were a really cute kid.
Thanks.
A
Thanks.
super cute kid.
Thanks, Pilar. Things
Did your
change, unfortunately.
Oh, stop. Just stop. Be nice to yourself. Isn't there that saying, for every one bad thing or negative thing you say bad, you should say three
Of
positive?
a 10-year-old. It's been a long...
So if you had to say three positive things about yourself right now, what would you say, Tom?
I'm a lover.
Okay.
I'm the best friend you could ask for.
Okay.
And I'm a great dad.
There you go. Those are three very wonderful qualities that
See,
you have to
we
say every
call
single
it-
time you say something negative about yourself.
We call it. You have to. If you kick the dog, you got to pet the dog.
That's
right.
right.
Right. So whether it's you're right. Like so, I have a lot of.
Look at that.
I have a lot of understanding. You got to understand that I'm Steve Eiserman's. I was his whipping boy. So I mean, it takes a long time to realize, right? But certain guys like Maz likes to kick himself and then kick himself.
I don't like to
again.
kick myself. It's
But
just the
you
way it happens.
do.
Hey, wait, go back to that last picture, Easy. That last picture, I'm holding a book in my hand. I want to see if you could just go down now on the picture. No, what I'm holding. You see that? Look what I'm
Sports
holding.
Illustrated.
Yes.
Nope. That's a TV guide with Batman on it from 1966.
Oh my gosh, that's
I carry
so
that around
cute.
with me, and I still watch I watched it last night. I
That's
mean,
a
I still
really cute
watch that
picture.
show. That was me and my cousin Mary.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right, guys, join in on the fun. You know what? Heck, if you're having a bad day, why don't you just let us know on our social media? We're here to coddle you today, apparently. It's going to be the coddling show. Not really. I'm not good at coddling. But hit us up on our social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, all across the board. It's at Woodward Sports. And, of course, make sure that you are downloading the app, sharing the word with your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody that you know that has got a phone. Download the app. You can get it on the Android store and the Apple store, Woodward Sports. All right, Tom Azaway, let's get to your sports update.
All right, Pilar, brought to you, as always, by MyBookie. Don't forget to use the promo code Woodward and get that 50% deposit right on top of your money, up to $1,000. They will give you 50% of that. So $1,000 gets you a free $500. Wings last night, shut out 2-0. That's really not the story in Nashville. The story was the referee that was in that game. His name was Tim Peel. No longer will he be working NHL games. He was fired today after he let something slip on the mic during the game.
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a fucking penalty against Nashville early in the...
I thought we were going to bleep that.
No.
Not on this show.
Okay.
No bleeping. No bleeping. That was on live TV anyway.
That's great.
Anyway, who was he talking to, Mac?
He was actually talking to a player from the Nashville Predators. I'm sure we'll get into this. No, we will get into this after your update. But
we certainly will. But
so that's the whole point, is who is he talking to?
Yep.
Not a Red Wing player that telling him that they called the penalty on the other team, telling why he called it on his team. I'll elaborate, Matt.
We'll play that again. Don't forget that. Referee Tim Peel, no longer with the NHL. His whole career is done, and there's the NHL. The PR department put that out. I'll give you a chance to read it. Of course, Colin Campbell, the VP of Hockey Operations, puts the words out. They do it properly, obviously. They cannot have that in their game, especially with gambling going on. We'll talk more about this as we go on. So he loses this gig for something that slipped. That's something that hockey fans know that happened. That's just the unwritten rule of hockey. There's going to be a makeup call, so we'll chat about it. Pistons in Indiana tonight taking on the Pacers. NBA trade deadline coming up tomorrow at 3. Troy Weaver saying nobody on the team is untouchable. That includes Jeremy Grant, maybe even Sekou Doumbouya. He might be on his way out. Only the second-year guard from France. Women's basketball, Michigan in the Sweet 16. They beat Tennessee last night, so they will get number 2 Baylor this weekend. So both Michigan basketball teams, the men and the women, in the Sweet 16. That's awesome. Lions signed former Titan wide receiver Khalif Raymond. He's going to be their new return man. He replaces Jamal Agnew. Of course, signed a 3-year deal with Jacksonville. They also signed linebacker Alex Anzalone, formerly of the New Orleans Saints. That's right. Dan Campbell knows him. Knows him well.
Big Blondie.
1 year, $1.75 million.
Good
and
signing.
the story today is they converted $20 million of Jared Goff's salary into a bonus. So they give him the money up front. Now he can come here and live in Birmingham because he was walking the streets the other day. We'll see where he winds up living.
My goodness.
But
Stop saying where this poor kid's going to be living.
They save $15 million in cap space. That's all that Lions fans care about. They're going to be able to sign their rookie class and have some money on the side. And Ndamukong Suh, not coming to Detroit, not yet at least, gets a 1-year deal to return to Tampa Bay. The Bears signed former Kansas City running back and the guy that led everyone in rushing in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, Damian Williams, gets a 1-year deal with Chicago. And now we're going to 1996, March 24th. We're taking to the NCAA hockey regionals, Michigan against Minnesota. Check out what Mike Legg did with this goal.
Him down. Nothing called, and Michigan still scrambling. It's a goal. Michigan finally somehow got it in the net to tie the game.
Watch what he does.
I don't believe I saw what I think I just saw. That's Hilton goes down, but what happens to that puck?
Look.
Behind the net. Watch this.
Oh, he just reaches around and stuffs it in the top.
Put it
Like
in.
a waiter.
Unbelievable.
Like
That
a waiter.
was an unbelievable goal by Mike Legg. look at leg, hold that thing and put it up in the corner.
Now, what year was that?
That's something you do in practice.
1996, Mac. How hard is that?
No, that's really hard, but it's been done in the NHL and different things like that. I know that one of the Svechnikov brother in Carolina has scored. There's a couple NHL guys that have done it. There's actually a clip. I wish you would have told me that. I would have tried to pull it, but there's
We still could.
There's one in a college game the other day where they fake that move and the guy wraps it around and they fool the whole play. So it's almost like the defenseman,
Yep.
they don't like that. That's out of nowhere. That's hard to do, to be able to control it. Not only like guys can flick it up to their sticks, but to do that in a contact game when you, and especially in the other end where out front of their net guys are usually on the buttocks.
Watch
but
this.
It's absolutely skilled
just
to be able
reaches
to do it.
around
And
into the
like you said,
run.
first time that it was
Watch
probably
this.
It was. He was the
done in a
originator.
game,
He just reaches
so
around
it
into
just
the
opens it
top.
up, and it's not high sticking because your stick's got to be over the crossbar. And
Perfectly
so it's
done by Mike Legg and the Michigan Wolverines. So last year, I'm still mad about this. The Frozen Four was supposed to be here last year. I had my tickets ready to go, and of course, COVID canceled it. This year, I don't even know where the hell it is. I think it's in Minnesota. But I hope it comes back again.
It will.
I love that event. Love that
will.
event.
It will. All right, guys. When we come back, we will be digging into a little bit more of this NHL referee Tim Peel being fired over that makeup call. Lots to ask you, DMAC, about this. Get your take on this. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Friends, if you have completely busted the perfect bracket and you are no longer in the runnings for our contest with our friends over at Hall Financial, that is okay because we still have some really great prizes that we're giving away. Prizes like a PS5, a 65-inch television, a Detroit-made Shinola watch from our friends over at Bridge Street Exchange, a Top Golf gift card from Grow Green, and we even have something for the person that comes in very last place. An awesome brand new toilet. Yes. All right, friends. Fish, you want that toilet? You want that toilet?
No, I do not want that toilet. The Frozen Four is April 8 to 10. It's in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh this
Okay.
year.
I love Fish.
Yeah, he's my guy. He always keeps me
Amazing.
going.
Hey, Mass, yeah, just for the record, you know what? Jared Goff isn't going to buy in Birmingham, like said, and whatever. Anyways, upstairs, Fish said, unless it's Jared Goff's dad that was up there, then we don't know.
Right.
So Fish keeping us up to date with all the latest and greatest in the building and around these questions. Way to go, Fish. Thanks, buddy.
Yes. All right, guys. So the big news here on the show, our big hook today is the NHL. The referee, Tim Peel, fired after the makeup call. He said he got busted. His mic was live when he's saying, it wasn't much, but I wanted to get an effing penalty against
could say
Nashville
it.
early. I don't know if I
You could
can.
say it.
I don't
Well,
wanna
we
get
can
in
just
trouble.
play the cut. Let's play it again.
Okay, we could always play the cut, but yeah. So and DMAC, you said
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a fucking penalty against Nashville early in the...
See,
and so he was talking to a player. You hear the other players saying, yeah, I know. Like,
right.
are they in cahoots here?
No, not cahoots, because you got to understand, he's talking to the assistant captain of the team he just called the penalty on, which means what just happened is why I'm such a huge wrestling fan these days. Why? Because it's scripted, and I know that, but I'm never disappointed and let down because I know it's not real. What happened last night is kayfabe got blown up into what we call these days cancel culture, and because all eyes on Tim Peel. And, you know, to let you guys know, right, so to Pilar's point, the guy from the Nashville Predators said, yes, I know. right? Because the unwritten rule of he missed something earlier in the game that we try to even it up and stuff like this. And if he called the penalty there, it's a legit, like, it's a judgment call. It's not like he pulled it out of midair and said, you're not even touch this guy or whatever like this. There's an even up call. And as players, you know that. You know if the scales tipped your way, 3 power plays one way, something like that there's going to be an even up call. Now, the even up call, even though he doesn't say it, but some guys ref differently. Now, Tim Peel, I feel, I always preach, if I'm going to preach the why, I understand the why, right? And I think in the long term and in 2021, with the temperature of the world, that because he's retiring at the end of the year, this is the easy way out for the NHL, whether it's the right thing or not. But to me, I feel bad for Tim Peel. I think he's a police officer. I think he's a guy but he called it old school. He reffed against me. He's one of those guys that you liked as a ref because he was honest, because you could talk to him. You could see that by the relationship that the players had. There was no arguing. Now, Maz, you brought a great point up in your update, and I'll throw it back to you because now it's all the cameras and all the eyeballs, because you forget it's more about the dollar and the gambling and stuff like this. So whether they say it or not, he said something that he said a million zillion times or done a million zillion times, except the mic was open. And as players and even as coaches and organizations, we understand the why. So for me, I understand the why. I'm glad, like, if he was retiring at the end of the year, it's just a bad publicity stunt because the minute he goes in, people don't understand that that's the way of the game because people don't understand hockey to that length. But any hockey fan knows that it's BS. It is BS, but in 2021, it's the conversation we had yesterday. You could say whatever you want, but you have to be accountable. And if you walk around like you're always on camera, like the Truman Show, then you don't have to worry about it. You can do what you want and stand behind it. It's unfortunate because Tim Peel's a good guy. And I guess it's an example because he's biting the bullet and going out as the OG, and so the rest of the younger guys know that they got to keep it buttoned up. But it's also a way to filter out some of the older, you know what I mean? It was like in the plan. It just fast forward the plan, and it's unfortunate because if anybody thinks that in any sport that doesn't go on, balls and strikes, pinching the court, like, it's just part of the game, and society's not strong enough to handle the truth. So that's what it is. But I'm just glad that why I put my passion, and it's still into like the Red Wings as the culture and the team, but not into the game.
As I told you, Mac, it's the gambling. There's money on these games, and there's always been money on these games. But now it's in your face. It's not only in Las Vegas. It's not only with Joe the bookie down the corner at the weenie joint. You're on my bookie. You're on FanDuel. You're on Barstool. You're on MGM. You're on whatever the hell app you have on your phone. You're betting real money. This is real people's money now. And now he's got to fall on the sword, like you said. The young guys are going to learn that, hey, the veteran took this one. We feel terrible. And I remember last year, a little bit different thing, but Tom Brenneman on the mic for the Cincinnati Reds, one of the great broadcasters of all time. His dad, Marty Brenneman, was with the Reds for, 30, 40 years prior to that. And Tom Brenneman said something on mic about a gay community. And that's like the gay capital of the world over there. And just in jest and just him talking. And again, it's not the right thing to say, but he said it. These are words that we've said in our past as kids, and we use words differently back then. Now you don't use them anymore. It's a different world. That's why the Redskins don't exist anymore. That's why these team names are being changed all the time. But this man lost his job, and I didn't realize, Mac, did you say he was going to retire
at the end of the season?
I didn't know that, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I didn't want to see him go out this way, but he can go out with his head up because every guy in that league knows he didn't do anything wrong.
Well, that's the thing that I would say to Tim Peel is, like, I have utmost respect for him, and it's just that he's call it like he sees it, but you can see that what I go back to is because you see the respect that he garners because he's having that conversation, and he's probably said earlier in the game and how many other games, but he said, I missed it. I missed that one. You know what? I'm not going to miss another one. And if he called a penalty on the play with the goaltender running into it, that's not the worst penalty call I've ever seen in my life to even it up. So, I mean, it's more of the old school mentality, and now because, right, it's when gambling was either in Vegas or underground as far as the bookie, when you didn't have it above ground where it's all legal now and pretty much everywhere, especially in this state, that's what's changed the game. Right. So hopefully, to me, it's BS, but it's also to, the old school, the way that referees grow up, just the same way players do.
Right.
Things change.
I'm happy you were able to explain it the way that you did, D-Mac, because that took a completely different turn for me in how I viewed it. When I read the story this morning, I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, I hate how the referees do this. Like, it's cheating. It's wrong. But you know what? Right now that you explained it the way that you did, it's not the way that the articles are written up online that made it look like he was trying to favor the other team. And I was like thinking, he's probably got money on this game. That's what my first take was. But then, and I think that all the time, even in the NFL games, I'm like, these refs must have money on this game because there's no way they didn't call that. Why did they not call that? But then in the same way, like how you say it's like the canceled call, like the even up call, would you call it?
Yeah, the even up call.
Right, the even up call. Like, I missed that call. I'm sorry. I'm going to make up for it over here. Makes sense because even whenever I'm watching an NFL game and I'm like, they totally screwed this particular play, this particular team, and it's going to probably cost them the game. I hope that the ref makes up for it somewhere else. So as a fan watching it, I hope that the refs, when they miss a call, that they make up for it. So when you explained it, I feel like now I'm like, I'm not mad at this.
So let me give you
I'm upset that they fired him now. Let
me give you another example about how respect and what the referees go, right? So if we take it back, because the anniversary of March 26 is on Friday, we'll be talking about the 97 game a little bit more as we get to it. But it's the whole thing of how, the accountability and stuff like that of the game. But the ref, right, if there's some tension or if he sees that somebody got away with a cheap shot or something like this, well, if it's me, he might turn his head when I blast somebody in the corner, but also, too, if he wasn't going to call me for that because the message getting across is that he's not going to protect other guys that are going to do some shady stuff, then maybe down the line I get away with it because the other team's yelling. There was like an elbow or it was fierce and everybody's seen it and everybody's bitching and moaning from the other team, but they understand why. Then he might give me the next shift, might give me a little Himmy Hawk tripping penalty or something like that. Like, I know it's coming, but I also let me get my message across to the player or a bunch of players, usually to the team, that he wasn't going to allow it. So different referees control the game that way through the flow. You see it more in the playoffs than anything else because they say playoff hockey is different where they let it go. But it's more so, and I always wonder that in football and different things too. But you see it in every sport and all we want as players, consistency. Right. Consistency either way, and we will play it either way. And that's Tim Peel was. I got the utmost respect, and it's unfortunate that he's, like Maz said, the martyr.
How about back in the day when the referees and linesmen had their names on the back of their jerseys, and we all knew who it was. These guys are kind of like unmarked men now, and I remember that's why Scotty Bowman would always eat his ice and curse out the referees. Hey, Dvorsky, hey, Koharski, SOB, F this. And I don't like it personally as a fan. I don't like make-up calls. If you blow a call, okay, I understand that. But you could call holding on every play in the NFL. We all know that. You could call pass interference 3/4 at a time. We know that. The poor defenders don't have a chance anymore to make great plays. I mean, if Randy Moss played now, he'd probably have 3,000 yards in a season. Jerry Rice as well. But I'm just saying, make-up calls is not something that sports fans like. We expect them. We don't like them. Just make the right call. Stick with it. And you know what? I'm over. And I've told you this. I'm over the microphones being all over the ice, and I'm over replay and all of that crap. Just play it old school, and you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Screw it. That's me.
Right.
Keep your jobs, man. With Tom Brenneman don't have a job anymore because he had a faux pas in the air. You can't say a damn thing. I understand, but I'm just saying you say one thing on these things, and it's curtains.
Sure, absolutely. All right, let us know how you feel about this whole chaotic situation. Do you think Tim Peel should have been fired? We're getting hit up on our social media at Woodward Sports saying, thanks, DMAC, for clarifying that. No, now he should not have been fired. You've changed some points of view.
You know
here.
how many times do you want to know how many clips? And this is a sound clip society, right?
Sure.
That's the one time that everybody heard it. Where Maz says that is that we know. You can ask me. We can watch a game and I can tell you if that's an even up call or what else. But it's as players how you respect the consistency of the guy calling the game. And I'm glad I'll try to always elaborate from my point of view and call a spade. But it's unfortunate. But I'm not mad at Colin Campbell or Batman
they had to do
because you understand why. And when it's the same thing as just, the why sucks.
Yeah.
And sometimes the why sucks.
Right, absolutely.
Do you remember The Godfather? When Abe Vigoda, alias Sal Tissio, he turned on Michael Corleone and they found out and took care of business, never take sides against the family. And then he was walking out of the house and Tom Hagen was walking with them and he's like, Sally, we're not going for that ride with you. He's like, oh, you screwed up my plans. He's like, we can't do it. So Sal knew that they knew about him. Then he's like, can't you throw me a crumb for old time's sake? Can't do it, Tom. Sorry, Sally. Get the hell out of here.
That's the way it works.
Beat it.
That was great. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tom Masway
Yes.
and his daily Godfather review.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
They have over 1,000 pallets in stock, including Pro Mix, Dairy Dew, Roots Organic, and Fox Farm, all at the lowest prices in the state. Check out their dank deals for insane deals like bags of Ocean Forest for $8, or gallons of Turpinator that gives you the taste for just $50. Mention the show, The Hook, Woodward Sports Network for a free T-shirt. Spit it out, DMAC. Click growgreenmi.com.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studios. I'm Pilar Laster. To my left, we've got D-Mac. To my right, we've got Maz. And behind the glass, we've got our guys, Fish, Art, and Easy D. Make sure that you are hitting us up on our social media at Woodward Sports across the board, and that you are downloading our app, Woodward Sports Network. You can find it in Apple. You can find it in the Android store. All right, Mel Kiper. We love his mock drafts, don't we?
You know it.
It is time for Mel Kiper's 3.0 draft that came out just a couple days ago. Yesterday. We've got his top 10 picks. Obviously, as expected, he's got Jags taking Lawrence in the first, right?
Yep.
Nobody's debating.
Should be
that.
a slam dunk for Uncle Urban.
Yes.
Well, I think too. I was also look at what Jacksonville's putting together, and it's sort of more of a destination place. You mentioned that one of my favorite lines, Jamal Agnew, the kick returner's gone down there, but they've amassed a nice little system to go with Trevor Lawrence. So it's putting him in a position to succeed.
Then, Maz, he's got your Jets taking Zach Wilson.
They better. Zach Wilson
you
from
like
BYU.
this.
Yep. Unless the Lions trade up to get him at number 2, I want the Jets, Jets to make Zach Wilson, who I think is going to be the best quarterback in this draft, the number 2 pick.
Do you think that maybe the Jets could draft him and then trade Darnold on the draft day? Or do you think they're going to keep both of them?
I think they might keep both. Let them learn under poor Darnold for a year, and who knows? Maybe Darnold plays himself up.
Did you just say learn off of Darnold?
Yeah, I know. I said...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Time out here.
Well,
poor Darnold, he had Adam Gase. What the hell? He's only going to learn bad habits. Keep Zach Wilson away from him and have them both learn together. Because it's like having two fresh, right? I mean, that poor kid is thrown to the wolves.
Yeah, but he's got Robert Saleh there now.
Well, now he does.
He's got a new coaching staff, and I'm hoping they can get Sam Darnold straight. I'd like to see him go somewhere else to be successful. I want to see the Jets take Zach Wilson. But I think even though he hasn't had a great career so far in New York, he could still teach the kids something, rookie stuff.
Sure.
How to bring the guy's equipment into the practice field, who to buy dinner for, who likes what, all of that kind of stuff. No, you know what I'm talking about.
Sam Darnold might be the person set up for the biggest failure coming out of the draft, because I really like him. I think he's a great kid. I think that somebody like Zach Wilson and them together, it's almost coming in at the same time. I do agree he does know where to go eat in New York and stuff like that there, Maz, but he can show the kid around the city that way. But I don't mind both those young guys. I think Darnold can still be a very, very good NFL quarterback.
Maybe he plays himself into better shape, then the Jets might get more for him on the trade market.
I like
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Then Kiper's got Carolina trading with Miami and taking Justin Fields. Do we like this?
How about Miami getting so rich thanks to the Houston Texans?
Yeah.
And Bill O'Brien trading all that stuff around, and Miami still picking third. And they had a winning record last year, and they're on the cusp of taking over that division. Them and the Bills. Let's face it, Carolina.
I love the Bills. I love what the Bills have done.
You're wrong, because Uncle Bill.
No. They're on the out still. Trust me when I tell you. Yeah.
Oh.
They're trying to climb up the Patriots again. They're not. They could try as they may. They're finished.
What is wrong with you?
Take my word for it. They're done.
What is wrong with you? Have
Nothing.
you not watched what they're doing in New England?
I have. I still think they're done.
All right, Maz, this is going to be Uncle Bill, right? I agree. Miami is a nice shiny
and
toy.
The Bills are the best
and they're
team.
the ones, right? I get it.
Okay.
But the Patriots aren't
They're
done.
third. They're third.
Okay.
They're third in the division.
Think you,
mark it down.
So I think okay, they could be third, but I think you're
No,
God,
I'm not
don't do
anything.
that with the team they've amassing, and he's spending money, and Kraft don't care.
Let him spend money. I don't give a damn.
Oh, God, you hate winners. You hate winners.
No, I don't. I love Derek Jeter.
Oh, my goodness.
I love the New York Yankees in 26 World Series. Anyway, we're back on pick number 3. The Dolphins trading with Carolina. Carolina taking Justin Fields. I know, but Justin Fields. So I'm like, we didn't talk about Justin Fields. I personally don't think he's going to be much. I go with my gut. Ohio State hasn't turned a quarterback in yet. I'm going to stick with that.
He's my least favorite quarterback on the board there and stuff. But here, and then the Falcons, the next pick, Trey Lance, right? So this explains, and we got Dave Brikett coming up in the second hour, and I'll ask him. But this explains maybe what happened with today with Goff's contract, with moving money around and different things, making more of a commitment, because I'm not like... It doesn't seem like, to me, they're tipping their hand. It's they know the direction they want to go. So if you look right here with this draft, the first 4 picks are 4 quarterbacks, Maz. Like, that's crazy.
That's unheard of.
That's crazy.
Right. It's never happened.
What did Mel have Miami trading down with Carolina? What did they get?
They'll get the pick number 8 behind the Lions, and they got Jalen Waddle from Alabama.
Wow.
So we'll see.
So what up? But what did they get with? Did they get compensation? Another pick?
Oh
like
yeah, they get a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
This is all.
So
his mock draft, like it's it.
Right. So my point to Miami.
Make believe.
Right. You're right. Miami's like 2 years, 3, but it's Miami. But it will get there. But Uncle Billy's last swing at the sweat. Don't count him out.
Okay. If you say so.
Then he's got the
They're
Cincinnati Bengals taking Kyle Pitts.
Wow, that's the shocker here.
Yeah.
Because the kid from Oregon, Penei Sewell, the best offensive tackle, they say in years and years. He's he can't miss, they say. And Joe Burrow runs for his life most of the time. Now, they got a guy that he could throw to. This kid Pitts is special. No question about it. But do you take the offensive tackle? Or do you take the guy that can make some plays and could be a superstar, maybe a DK Metcalf like you brought up the other day, Mac?
Yeah, no, that's who Kyle Pitts, and obviously running a 4-6 or 4-6.
Whatever the hell he's running. He's running fast and he's big.
He is like DK Metcalf. Like here he is, 4-4-6. As it lines up with the tight end position,
look at
stuff
the size
like this.
of him.
He's a beat. So he's a different. He's like the hybrid.
Yep.
And he reminds me of DK Metcalf and stuff like that. So me personally, you take the front end loader to protect your career because you have Joe Burrow there. I would take Sewell. I'm a big fan of Sewell coming out of Oregon.
But this kid is rocketing up the charts.
So, but it's what do you think? And here's the question. Hey, Joe, do you mind running a little bit more for your life so we can get you a weapon? Or do you want me to get you a road grader so you got to be a little more precise? What's Joe Burrow say? So hopefully with that communication in the Bengals organization, that'll say that. And maybe Mal knows something that they're going to stock up on weapons. But if Sewell's that good, you can't pass on.
I hope Pitts falls to 7 and the Lions can take him.
Yeah.
No,
well, yeah. If they're gonna go,
I don't know if I dig that.
See, but so
he is listed as a tight end, so we're afraid of that. But he is different.
I'm not big on this. I understand that they're different, but
so you're big on the wide receiver because
I think we need help for Goff. We have a security blanket already when it comes to the tight end. I don't think that we need to go somebody who can be listed as a tight end. We need actual hardcore solid receivers. We need weapons for him to throw to.
Well, that's why the next is the receiver.
Then it goes in
right. Like it goes
into the rifles of receivers. So when we come back, do not go anywhere. We will get back to the rest of Mel Kiper's top 10 draft picks in his mock draft 3.0. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome to Crumble Cookies. It is Joey from Woodward Sports, and this is my new favorite spot where I like to spend my time because they have the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life, and you won't regret coming here and trying them. Located off of Rochester Road, right next to the Imagine Theaters in Rochester Hills, it's Crumble Cookies. Come try these delicious cookies. They even got their own app. They got curbside pickup. They got delivery. You won't regret it. Just come try for yourself. You'll thank me later. I promise.
Hey everybody, it's Maz from MyBookie. Are your brackets busted? They probably are, but they're never busted if you're betting with MyBookie. And if you took my bets from last night, the Knicks and Nets, you're a big winner. They have all the games that you want to bet any way you want it. Parlay, straight, against the spreads, prop bets, against the line, whatever you want to do, you can do it with MyBookie. Not only that, they're giving you free money. Use the promo code Woodward. They'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That's free cash to do what you want with it. The best part is you'll always have access on the computer or on the phone at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Woodward for your free money. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studios. Make sure that you're joining in on the conversations on all of our social media at Woodward Sports. We love to hear from you. What do you guys think about Mel Kiper's mock draft 3.0? So now we're down to the Eagles. He's got them taking Jamar Chase.
It's back to the wide receivers now.
Right. So I guess it goes to your preference because there's 3 studs that are there. It depends on what you want between
4 with Pitts.
Well,
he's so dangerous with the ball in his hands.
Tight end, but that's also
he's been the best receiver in the SEC this year. Leads the conference in receiving yards.
Him as that hybrid Metcalf, but the one thing that they have Jamar Chase here for the Eagles, then to the Detroit's pick of Devontae Smith. It's the durability. To me, he's built more like a Randy Moss or a Slider, and I know that bread and butter.
Chases?
No, I'm talking about
you
Smith.
moved on to
Why?
Smith.
Right.
Devontae
What I'm
Smith.
talking about here is why, because we can't get him to Detroit. So he's a stud.
He
And
might be
obviously
there.
the Eagle. What?
He might be there.
Chase might be there
Yeah.
too. So it's your preference on. It comes down to the receivers. There are 5-star receivers. There are game-changing receivers at the top of this. Who do you like for their durability? Who do you like more of a route runner and stuff like this? So
That's why I didn't sign
so
Golladay.
like it's more up in the air than it is the order that the quarterbacks are going to go in. Correct?
Yep, that's why Golladay is not here. They're going to get a guy that could sign for 3 years, $23 million at pick number 7. Chase, he sat out a year, and Lion fans get that itch because they go back to Mike Williams, the guy that they drafted in the number 1 pick out of USC. The guy sat out a year. He gained a lot of weight, and he never became that guy they thought he was going to be. So here's a kid that sat out for COVID reasons, didn't want to play. LSU, they missed him. They didn't work the same
receiving
team,
yards.
that put the Lions on the top next. So Eagles trying to make up for last year, and they took a wide receiver last year. They're trying to better that this year. They need help for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, they do need they need weapons for him to throw to. So then like D-Mac said, then at the 7th pick, he's got Devontae Smith,
The Heisman Trophy winner.
going to the Lions, which I think is what
Big
the
pass
Lions
plays
Well, he's a
from Matt
stud.
We
Jones
need
to
a
John
game-changing
Mechie. And a touchdown by Najee
receiver.
Harris. Who Matt looked at, and now a crossing
That's
route.
the
He's got
thing
That's okay. You know
Devontae
what?
Smith.
Hispanics
He's got a
do
first
say
down, and he's
Chiquito
tiptoeing down the
Chiquito.
sideline. Let's see
What's really
they put him on a button.
What's that? It means like small but mighty, small but spicy.
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Now
Like
he's
small
from what
but
I
spicy.
understand, and I've watched him. Watched him last year. He was terrific. He doesn't have
little sugar
the
to
breakaway
everybody in
speed
this
either. So he's
Alabama
little,
offense.
doesn't have the breakaway speed, but catches everything that's thrown to him
Yeah.
and finds a way to get
Devontae
open.
Smith in
But
the very
again,
back.
I don't know. What do you want to do? If I had
looks like
a
he got
choice
the
of
left
him
foot down.
or Kyle Pitts, I'm taking
Here's another
Pitts.
angle.
I just am.
Well, you're
So
not even bringing up the
acrobatic.
guy behind him too, who's legitimately on the
I don't want this
Alabama
kid.
Jalen
You don't want
Waddle.
No, I don't want Waddle after that injury. I do not
Okay,
want him.
all right. Well,
And that's a fair concern.
That's a fair
Right,
concern
so then
too.
next at spot number 8, Kiper's got Dolphins taking Jalen Waddle, and I don't disagree with you. I'm not big on taking a player after he's had a
Look at Tua last year.
significant
Were you
injury.
high on Tua last year?
No, I wasn't.
I wasn't either. Did I
No.
want the Lions to take a quarterback? I did. I'll stand on that. But I did say, I'm on tape saying this, I'd rather not have Tua. I'd rather them take the kid out of Oregon who became a superstar with the Chargers.
Incredible,
Yeah.
Herbert.
I'd rather have had him. And it's spilt milk by now. Spilt milk, but I don't know what the Lions are going to do. I truly don't.
Well, then he's got next pick, the Vikings. They trade with Denver, and wait, who do we
Yeah,
have
they
here?
trade with
Yep,
Denver.
they trade
Denver
with
got
Denver,
Penei Sewell.
and then Penny Sewell.
That's
See,
the kid
There's
from
one
Oregon.
from Oregon.
The road grader.
Now, if the Lions took him at 7, would that bother you?
No.
No, because then
It's not sexy.
No, but
we're all
to-
bitch that we need receivers. We need this. You also need offensive linemen. But the Lions had a very good offensive line last year. They bring back their same offensive line coach. So I would not go for Sewell. If Sewell's there and Pitts is there, I'm still taking Pitts.
But
I
you
am.
know
You
what?
are hung on
I
this
am.
guy,
If
Pitts.
Sewell's there and Pitts is there, somebody's trading with you, and we're going to end
Yeah.
up. And,
I like
and
that.
hopefully we move back. I'll ask Dave Brikett
Yeah,
later on.
I like that.
But hopefully we move back. Michael O'Hare likes
Look at
Micah
that guy.
Parsons, who didn't play
Holy
last year and
crow.
stuff, because I think that would be the move. Pick up somebody else's second round and adding talent. So whatever we say, you know what? It's exciting. It's so much different than last year. Isn't it cool?
April 29th in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And then finally, with the 10th pick of the draft, he's got Cowboys taking Patrick Surtain.
Surtain.
Patrick Surtain Jr. or the second or the third, whatever he is.
Surtain.
But supposedly this is a slam dunk for the Cowboys as well. I don't know a ton about this kid. I know his dad played in the NFL.
Pedigree.
Yeah, he's got the pedigree, so I wouldn't bet against it. But the Cowboys need to start hitting on their draft picks like they did in the 90s.
100%. Easy, what do you have for us?
Can I just say, I'm sick of like every Cowboys pick, free agent, and everything they do being a slam dunk in the media's eyes. I'm so tired of it. And then they're crap every single year.
Talk to your girl when
but
you
it's
say
America's
that. Talk to
team.
your girl when you say
it's
that.
America's team.
No.
So the Cowboys were crap last year because their quarterback got injured. And the second that their quarterback injured, everything fell apart. He exposed all kinds of issues that the Cowboys had last year. As long as Dak Prescott was playing, everybody was like, oh, what a great offensive line. Oh, as long as he was playing, you could see like, oh, everybody's doing great.
Yeah.
No, the second that, from even Ezekiel Elliott, everybody took a hit the second
they were
that
horrible.
Dak Prescott
The minute
went
he
down.
went down with that cracked ankle, that was
You know why you're right, though? Right? Is because Jerry paid him. Because he got paid to really So without Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys, they're crap. Crap without
Hold on.
Dak.
They are.
How many games did they
Crap.
win before Dak got hurt, though? I'm pretty sure it was 0.
Easy. By the way, stand up and show us that teal Pistons jersey.
You already know those?
Look at that, Grant Hill.
Ooh,
In the teal, horsepower. I love it, man. That's a good one. I think I didn't mind those jerseys. I know there were some bad years in those jerseys, but I didn't mind them.
So, as a Cowboys fan, would you be happy with Surtain?
I
Does
would.
that bother you?
I would, but you know what though? I feel like the Cowboys, they need help in so many positions. They need help in their offensive line because they lost guys to injuries and retirement. They need massive amount of help everywhere in their defense. I mean, really the only place that they don't need help is in their, stud wide receivers, their running back, and their quarterback. They just need to,
If he stays healthy.
yeah, I would say they just need to make sure that they've got a solid backup. But everything else, aside from all the stud key players, like, you need a defense. We saw last year Dak Prescott was throwing the ball. He was slinging the heck out of the ball. We loved him in fantasy. He was giving you 30 to 40 freaking fantasy points every single game, and yet they could not buy a win. So you have the studs, but if you don't have the defense, it's not going to work for you.
They
and
were
that's
calling
what
for
they
Mike
need to work
McCarthy's
through.
head last year. It was his first year as a Cowboys head coach. They wanted him out of there already, so he gets another opportunity. Maybe Aaron Rodgers was the real reason that Mike McCarthy was good.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Look at you stirring the pot.
Well, I like to have to stir it a little bit.
All right. You know what? When we come back, speaking of stirring the pot, we're going to talk about the 1994 draft feud with the Colts GM, Bill Tobin, and Mike Kiper.
You don't want to miss this with Mel Kiper and Tobin. One of the classics. What's he, 94, 04, 14, 24. Wow, it's almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
It's 27 years old. I had to count on my fingers.
Back in the 1900s.
Yep, we'll show it to you coming up.
All right, so don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Stick, and I am live right now inside Grow Green. If you go to growgreenmi.com right now, take advantage of their dank deals. They got everything so you can grow the best possible product you can. Even nutrients, water, and look, you just turn around and your very own. Now that he's fully bloomed, he's beautiful and ready to go. Thank you, Grow Green, for supplying us with everything we need.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. All right, guys, we love to stir the pot, and we love it when there's feuds, that's for sure. So back in 1994, there was a draft feud between Colts GM Bill Tobin and Mel Kiper.
This is when the draft was on during the week. It was probably a Tuesday morning at 10 in the morning, and of course I always took off school on draft day because that's just the rite of spring. You know, it's Tiger baseball. Back then it was Yankee baseball, so I was in Jersey, Yankees and Mets. But always looked forward to the draft. Loved Chris Berman, still do. I get ESPN Plus just so I can watch Primetime on Sundays with Chris Berman. Primetime, him and Tom Jackson. Anyway, everyone knows about this. Mel Kiper just basically starting out. He started out in the 80s with ESPN, but moved his way up. So in 1994, he actually is on the draft dais with Chris Berman and the guys, and he was saying who the Colts should take during the week. Bill Tobin, then the GM of the Colts, did not like him. Give it a listen and a look.
All you have is Jim Harbaugh. Give me a break. That's why the Colts are picking second every year in the draft.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper?
With the
second pick in the first round, the Indianapolis Colts select Marshall Faulk. Indianapolis has selected Trev Alberts, linebacker from Nebraska.
Well, I mean, Albert's a great player. Yeah. There's no question about that, but you got a problem with this move?
I think it's a typical Colt move. I mean, here's a team that needed a franchise quarterback. To pass up a Trent Dilfer when all you have is Jim Harbaugh, give me a break. That's why the Colts are picking second every year in the draft, not battling for the Super Bowl like other clubs in the National Football League.
You know, we got a guy up there. Who in the hell is Mel Kiper, in a way? I mean, here's a guy that criticizes everybody, whoever they take. He's got the answers to who you should take and who you shouldn't take. In my knowledge of him, he's never ever put on a jockstrap. He's never been a coach. He's never been a scout. He's never been an administrator. And all of a sudden, he's an expert. He's in our papers 2 days ago telling us who we have to take. We don't have to take anybody that Mel Kiper says we have to take. Mel Kiper has no more credentials to do what he's doing than my neighbor, and my neighbor's a postman, and he doesn't even have season tickets to the NFL.
Mel Kiper? Bill Tobin, obviously, not going out to dinner tonight.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you, I'm secure in my position. Obviously, Bill Tobin is not very secure in his position to have a response like that. To me, it's a mistake. You cannot go with Jim Harbaugh and pass up Trent Dilfer. Forget it. That's why the Colts are the laughingstock of the league year in and year out.
I love that. I never get enough of that. I'm a Mel Kiper fan, and I love when he stirs the pot, and he got under Bill Tobin's skin big time. Obviously, we know Trent Dilfer didn't go on to a great NFL career. He did win a Super Bowl with the Ravens. He beat my Giants in Super Bowl 35. I was there in Tampa. That's another story, sidebar. Anyway, not a bad pick, but Captain Comeback, Jim Harbaugh, this close to getting the Colts to the Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys remember that? It was in the end zone. He throws the long touchdown, the long pass. It was tipped 3 different times. I forgot what Colt receiver just missed it to get to the Super Bowl. But, you know, he's talking bad about Jim Harbaugh, man.
I know. Well, I feel like right now a lot of people are talking
bad or
about
spitting facts?
Spitting facts.
Well,
So.
And you like that, that's old school back and forth stuff like that.
That was a great show.
I loved
what have
it,
you
though.
ever
Like,
done? What have you ever
But you know
done?
what I like about that is that it's not behind the keyboard like everything is now,
exactly.
right? Everything now is like, oh, I'm going to attack this person. I'm going to say what I want to behind the keyboard on social media. Like, that's how they did it back in the 1900s. I mean,
the 1990s.
Yeah. Back when I was young in the 1900s.
I hope everyone enjoyed that. I know it's been around for a long time, but
it's a good one.
Some of the Woodies might not have saw that one.
But here's the thing, Maz, and I think as we come up, you know, the trade deadline for the NHL is coming up in a few weeks. You got the draft coming up for the NFL. And it's the opinions, right? And I think Pilar made a great point there, is that there's 2 people with their opinions that are being held accountable by each other. And they don't have to agree, right? But it's playing out, and that's the healthy back and forth instead of, like you said, when people come out and say, yeah, I said this is why I said it. You know, Mel Kiper has proven that he's lasted the test of time. And is Bill Tobin still the GM of the Colts?
And no.
Okay, all right. So
hey,
Mel's
that
still
was the best when he said
Mel still
Mel
doing what he's
Kiper's.
doing? Mel not only said, I'm secure in my job. That was 30 years ago almost. So cheers to you, Mel. And you're more right than spitting truth.
How many Mel Kipers have been born from Mel Kiper? Look at all of these guys that have their
Kiper's
opinion.
kids?
Yeah,
How many
just telling
Kiper's
you.
kids are out there?
He's the king.
Are you a Kiper's kid, Easy?
Todd McShay, all the other guys, you know, they're all behind Kiper. Kiper was the one-of-a-kind guy, and I love when he comes out with his drafts. He can give me 100 drafts up the draft day.
Easy, what do you have for us?
I just want to know, Maz, since you fumbled the Pete Weber impersonation last week, is there any chance we get like another shot on Mel Kiper?
Oh, no, I can't
I'm going,
do it.
Todd. One of those.
Todd, I love that one. Todd. That's great. Find that cut, by the way. That's great. When he's talking about Todd McShay. McShay missed last year, by the way. He missed the draft because he had COVID. So he's excited to get back in. And Mel and him are kind of brothers now on the set. They used to be rivals. You could tell they had something in between them. They still want to be right. One guy wants to be more right than the other guy, but they're the 2 best in the business, if you ask me. Daniel Jeremiah on NFL Network's terrific as well.
Yeah, I enjoy his work, too. All right, guys, let us know what you guys think about Mel Kiper's 3.0 draft. Hit us up on our social media at Woodward Sports. Before we hit our next break, we have got to talk about what the heck is going on with the Washington football team.
You mean WTF?
WTH, what the heck?
TWF?
WTF, WFT.
All right,
That's a shirt.
What is going on
Give
with
me a
this
break.
Washington football team? They could be keeping their name. Now Dan Snyder could be buying out all the minority.
He is.
Well, they're still waiting on the vote.
Yeah,
though.
he's getting it.
They're still waiting on the vote for $875 million, and the team is his.
Yep, all his. They wanted to buy him out because if you remember a few years ago, he said, "Over my dead body, will I change the Redskins' name?" And you know, I was on his side back then, and I know it's new time, new era, new everything. Got to change the names, okay? But don't let it be Washington football team.
It's terrible.
It's not
The
a soccer
Washington
team.
football- yes.
This is an NFL team. Give them a name.
Yeah, I agree.
Give them a name and a logo. I'm not buying a damn helmet that has a Washington football, just a number on it.
I
This
agree.
ain't
I
Penn State.
hated the name, the Washington football team.
Well-
It's just as bad as naming your child who is a girl, or a little boy. Hey, here's my son, boy.
Yeah.
Like,
good point.
This is awful.
The only time that I would disagree is that if from the creation of the team where it was just called that and it had some history into your 1900s or 1800s or it was 1932 created as a Washington football team and it never changed its name, but see, now it just seems like Dan Snyder, who's not known to be the most favorable owner in the league, that he's doing this just out of spite almost. Right, exactly. Like it's almost to get his way, or almost change the name. We're gonna change to the football team just because we had to change it now to keep it here. It's just sort of, I don't know. It's just
It's staying this year. I know for sure.
You'd think they want to worry about wins and losses.
They do.
Right.
They're very good, by the way. They're one of the most improved teams in the NFL, and they got your guy.
They just got Fitzmagic. I love this.
I hate the Redskins. I always did.
All we need is
they're good.
Fitzmagic.
They're good. They could win that
fix it.
NFC East easy. They could win that NFC East without a question. That's a team that is going to be on the way up. Please give them a name and a logo. I'll buy the helmet. I have all the helmets at home. I'll buy the helmet.
Hear any good names like
The Red Tails is up there.
Oh.
The Red Tails was I think it was from the Tuskegee Airmen. So that's one I heard. I heard Warriors. There's another one. I know Warriors. Everybody does that, especially that Wayne State. They changed from the Tartars to the Warriors.
The Red Wolves.
The Red Wolves is
Red
another one.
Wolves.
That was a good name. Red Wolves. I don't know. I don't know what other name. I wanted to just call them the Skins because that's what I always called them anyway. The Skins.
But what's the logo for that?
Well, who are the shirts?
The Skins could be the
And then
old
there's
yellow
somebody that
helmet.
changes the
Could be the
shirts?
yellow helmet that George Allen's teams wore with the circle and the R in it. Instead of the R, you put a W and call it
Careful
a day.
which questions you ask Matt Pilar. He knows he's gone down that rabbit hole.
I've got the helmet design in my head already.
Clearly.
But I want the feathers on the thing too, but that's not going to happen.
No, they
the
can't
old
do that.
Washington
It's-
Redskins with the yellow and the R in it. Instead of the R, a W with the feathers, but that's not going to happen.
Right. No, I feel like they got to completely stay away from all that.
They will. Trust
The whole
me.
political
They
movement.
will. Maybe they'll put what's his name on there. Maybe they'll put Tim Peel on their helmet. The poor referee that just got canceled.
That would be
Put
fantastic.
some canceled faces on there.
Oh, he's not
There you
doing
go.
anything.
Yeah, not doing anything.
Yeah, why not, right?
You put Tom Brenneman's face on there for It's another
Just
guy
the
that got
outcast
canceled.
of cancel culture.
All the guys that
characters.
got fired for saying the wrong word, use them.
There you go.
Use them.
Let us know what you guys would like to
Can you
see
tell 'em I'm just fed
Washington
up?
football team do with their name. Do you want them to have a name? Are you cool with the Washington football team? It's so generic. It's not very thought out, I feel like. But let us know your thoughts. Hit us up on our social media at Woodward Sports. When we come back, Deshaun Watson's lawyers are starting to respond. Thank goodness.
If you want to call it that.
Yeah. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studios. It is Wednesday, March 24th. I'm Pilar Laster. To my left, we've got D-Mac. To my right, we've got Maz. And behind the glass...
No, he did it again.
What did I do?
No, he did it again. No, I'm
did he
laughing when
win?
he does the over-exaggerated.
Do you know what? Do you know what my biggest going through my head every single time I say our names is? Remember, it's D-Mac and Maz, not Mac and D-Maz. I mean,
that's cool.
There's you know what I mean?
can see how you can mix them up.
Hey, I know.
We look so much alike.
No.
I'm joking.
CZ. Yeah, I like a Z in my name. No,
So
I'm sorry, Pilar.
So when you laugh, I'm like, oh, crap. Did I just say it again? Did I just say their names wrong?
How about buzzard?
Buzzard. This is what I love on a Wednesday, right? Maz's day, he's stuck with and embraces suck. You know, had a rough start to the day, and now
I'm stuck a grand at least.
Out there squeeze winking and stuff like this.
Is that what you did? You winked. I missed it.
See, Pilar, you've brought, look at the life back to the
I'm
party.
stuck a grand already. When the day opened up, I was stuck a grand already.
All right.
Stuck a grand.
And, of course, we've got Fish and our boys Art and Easy D behind the glass, keeping us in line. All right, before we get to all this Deshaun Watson talk, Maz, give us your sports update.
I can do that. Brought to you by MyBookie. Don't forget, they will match your first deposit up to $1,000, 50% of that, and it could be all yours. The friends at MyBookie. Wings beat shutout in Nashville last night, 2-0. They'll have the rematch tomorrow, but the main topic was during that game, there was a hot mic and a referee by the name of Tim Peel all of a sudden became famous.
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a fucking penalty against Nashville early in the...
Yes, a hot mic caught him saying, I'm going to do a makeup call. Today, the NHL told him, no mas, no me gusta. Mm-hmm. You're out. Tim Peel will not work any NHL games now or in the future, so says Colin Campbell. We talked about that, and we will bring it up again, of course, with Mr. Hockey here, Darren McCarty.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
One of my favorite shows right there, The Apprentice.
You're fired.
I thought he did his best work on The Apprentice. That's another story. Pistons in Indiana tonight taking on the Pacers. NBA trade deadline coming up tomorrow at 3. Troy Weaver, the Pistons general manager, says nobody is safe. Michigan women's basketball in the Sweet 16 for the very first time. They win it 70-55 over Tennessee. They get number 2 Baylor next. How about Baylor's got a number 1 seed on the men's side, a number 2 seed on the women's side, but Michigan has a number 1 seed for the men, number 6 seed for the women, both in the Sweet 16. I forgot to tell Fish, get me a Tiger score, okay? Because opening day against the Tribe, only 8 days away. Tigers playing the Phillies right now. That's at home. That's at Lakeland. They will play the Jays tomorrow night in Dunedin. Is that how you say it, Mac? Dunedin, Florida?
Dunedin, Florida.
Dunedin,
yeah.
Florida. What happens at Dunedin, Florida? Anything?
A lot of fishing,
decent?
a little bit of an older town. It's a golf cart community,
Okay.
like a lot of golf carts driving around and stuff like that. Unbelievable. Eddie Lizards is the sports bar there. Phenomenal chicken wings.
Now, how far are you from there?
20, 15 minutes,
All right.
depending on
so
the
I know
traffic.
when I come to stay with you, that's where I'm going to go.
Absolutely. It's right down, just down the causeway along the water. You love it there. We go
Sounds
fishing
like
off
Palm
the piers.
Springs.
What's that?
I said it sounds like Palm Springs
Yeah,
a little bit, only at the water.
Yeah, it's one of those old 19 in Florida driving down there. You got Tarpon Springs, all those.
I love the Grapefruit League. I love going
all
down
that
there to
stuff.
watch that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because, right in the middle of town is this baseball stadium, and it looks like it's been up for a long time. And it's pretty cool because it's Florida life, and you experience it around the ballpark, too.
All right, Fish, fill us in on Tigers and Phils.
Tigers won 4-1. That's the final.
Oh, it's a final. All right, Tigers get it. And don't forget, just a few days away now. We're almost a week away from opening day. Tomorrow it'll be a week. And the Lions signed a couple of players today. They get a new kick returner. His name, Khalif Raymond from the Titans. And Jamal Agnew, of course, in Jacksonville now. He's got some big shoes to fill, as Raymond does. And Alex Anzalone, the linebacker from the Saints, comes over 1 year, just under $2 million. And the Lions and Jared Goff, they redo their deal. So the Lions convert $20 million of his salary into a signing bonus that frees up $15 million in cap space. We'll talk to Dave Brikett in about 30 minutes from now. And Dominican Sue staying with the Bucks. Damian Williams, the former Chief running back, he is going to Chicago on a 1-year deal. And let's take you back. One of D-Mac's favorite places, the TPC at Sawgrass.
Ooh,
2001, Tiger Woods doing Tiger Woods stuff.
Johnny, I have seen a number of players putt from the back part of this green, and the results have not been good. The ball wants to break left up on top, and then once it comes down the slope, it moves hard to the right, and it picks up speed.
Tiger gets really engaged in something difficult.
You think he's going to make this putt back?
Extra good. Listen, and you got to understand, this is 17 at Sawgrass, back to front, the island green. Like, this is like no zone.
Here it goes.
Johnny, that's better than most.
How about in?
That is better than most. Better than most.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely incredible.
Yes, sir. I love that, man. 20 years ago today, Tiger Woods at TPC. Man, I miss that stuff. And how about this? Just an hour later, after that, we take you to a Seattle Mariners Grapefruit League game. Randy Johnson, you're not going to have any sound here, but Pilar, you might want to close your eyes. Look what Randy Johnson does to a bird.
Well, they also talk about the dead pigeon, too. But
What?
That's a guy that 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Look at that bird.
The bird.
Well, they also talk about the dead pigeon, too. But, well, they also talk about the dead. Well, they also talk about the dead pigeon. Well, they also talk about the dead.
Disintegrated.
Oh my gosh!
On the same day that Tiger Woods sinks that big birdie, Randy Johnson destroys a birdie.
Wow.
Nicely done, Maz.
That's a good one.
I just picked that out. That's not written. I just came to my head.
That is hard.
I didn't mean by what you
like,
said. No, I didn't mean by what you said. I said putting those two clips together. But like you
well,
said,
they also talk about the dead.
What are
well, they also
the
talk about the dead.
Okay,
Well, they also
stop before PETA starts attacking us. Like, it was an accident.
Can I ask you guys something? What are the odds on that? Now I'm going to give you something to compare it to. Okay. What are the odds on that happening? Or you move away from a neighbor that you don't want to be near. You move away, about a mile away, and they become your neighbors again.
No, that's stalking.
What are the odds?
That's stalking.
A mile away?
A mile away.
It happens.
Oh, it happened to me.
Wait, you moved in beside your poor neighbor?
I didn't know I moved in besides the neighbors I was trying to move away from.
Yeah.
I moved in next to their in-laws, and they had no idea.
Oh,
the in-laws
my
die.
goodness.
They sell the house and move lock, stock, and barrel into the house next to me.
Wow. Easy, what do you have for us?
You want to know what happens in that situation, Mez?
What?
Well, they also talk about the dead pigeon, too. Well, they also talk about the dead
That's
pigeon.
so messed up. You guys are wrong.
So what's hard? I think Randy Johnson hitting a bird is easier than what happened to me.
Do you know my very first year that I moved out here to Michigan, I went to one of my stepson's like practices or like his tournaments. It wasn't his practice. It was like a little junior PGA golf tournament that we had him in. And while he was practicing, he was in the driving range and he hits the ball and there's like this little baby bird, and he hits the bird and the bird collapses and dies. And he looks at me, my poor son, he was like, stepson, he's like 10, and he goes, Pilar. And I was like, oh, honey, I think you killed him.
Oh, that's nice, Pilar. You could have said, no, he's just sleeping, honey.
He was like, Pilar. And I go, oh, honey, I think you killed him. I don't know what else to say. And he was like, you think so? I was like, oh, honey, it happens all the time here, though. It's okay. Like, but that was like the worst position to be in. Like, what do you say? There's already like all these things about what do you say when your stepson asks you questions and stuff. You're always like, always want to say like, oh, go ask your dad or whatever. Like, I don't know. You always play, I don't know. But
Pilar, to your point, right? To your point, you were not a mother at that time.
No, I wasn't, but it's hard.
Your maternal instincts weren't turned on to whatever. I'll
give you that.
Your paternal instincts were, but your maternal weren't. How would you respond if that happened, say it was now? Because you think
my
about,
daughter did it, I would probably, I mean, I was in shock because I was like, what are the chances? What are the odds of him doing this, of him hitting, like, there's a million birds.
More likely than when Maz's hated neighbors move in next door or whatever that was going on there.
I don't know. I probably would have still said, like, oh, honey, I think you killed it.
It's got to be me, huh? It's got to be me.
No.
I had to have done something wrong.
But why is it always you?
I don't know.
You better ask those kids.
Oh, my goodness.
Big cat, the general. What'd the general do?
The general calms me down. She says, "Okay, it's okay, honey. Turn the other. Be the better person. Be the better person." That's what I try to do.
I try to be that voice of reason too. A lot of times with my husband, I'm always like, just be the bigger person. Just be the bigger person.
She calls the city on me and says, his abrevieties are not 6 feet tall. And the guy comes up to me and he's like, "I'm sorry, I got to do this to you guys. I got to give you this and tell you to cut them down." No one in the history of St. Clair Shores has done that, but this woman continues to do that and other stuff as well.
Welcome to Neighbors.
Yeah.
I mean, move out to the, like,
you know what the worst
the boons if you don't want to deal with that. Like,
it's in the shores.
It's in the shores.
Does that stuff happen up in Holly? No, not at all.
No, they take their guns out now.
That's right. Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
There's no Raz. Maybe you should have a party when the weather gets nice.
Not that poor
When in
bird.
doubt, easy.
You know what? Like, that would be even worse. Like, because there was like feathers everywhere.
No, there was body
when
parts
my
everywhere.
stepson when my stepson hit that little bird, it just went right
Do you ever
over.
have a bird
big
fly
deal.
into your window? Because the poor guys, they think they're going, and all you hear
must
is
have
a
some
thump
really
and they go
clean
down.
windows.
I know, it's just they lose. It sucks.
Really clean windows. That's what's going on at your house.
That's the killer.
All right, guys, let's move on to this Deshaun Watson drama. More girls. Now it's up to 16. Yesterday, Tuesday
He's
evening,
catching Cosby.
No, he's not.
He's catching him.
So I'm happy that his lawyer responded. It's not really what people thought it was going to be, some big lengthy, we have evidence, we have proof, all of these allegations are false. But he did say that their firm does have strong evidence showing that one of the lawsuits alleging sexual assault is false, and that it calls into question the entire legitimacy of other cases as well. This was from an article published on ESPN.com. They go into saying that back in January, Deshaun Watson was bribed by a woman for $30,000.
That's it? Just 30 grand?
Well, these girls aren't really looking for that much. They're looking for anything. $30,000 to somebody who's trying to hustle is a lot of money.
So the lawyer's saying just because this one woman, they caught her with the goods, the other ones are automatically lying.
They're saying that this was also something that basically their attorney turned into a whole Jane Doe. They're not releasing any names, into a whole Jane Doe thing on social media, let it go viral to get other women to jump on board. So, I mean, the other thing that I find very interesting is that all these text messages so far that are allegedly coming up are through Instagram. Right, so it's not like an actual text message where you can pull up a phone record and see that this number it didn't come from a Google number. It wasn't somebody else just changing the name, that this came up on Instagram. The thing on Instagram, and I can attest to this, it gets hacked all the time. I have had my sister-in-law send me these random videos, and I'll call her up and be like, "What the heck are you sending? Like, what's wrong with you?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'll tell her, and she's like, "Oh, geez, like somebody must have hacked into my account."
Sure, sister-in-law, sure.
No, they're like the most random videos. And then another one of my really, really close friends, we used to teach yoga together, she sent me a message one time on my Instagram, and it was like embarrassing. It was like, "You and J-Lo are my sexy time thoughts." And I was like, how do you even respond to this?
Thank you.
How about
what? Thank you.
I like that.
And
I like your response.
So I called her back, and I was like, I called her and I was like, "Yo, what is wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? Like, why are you sending me these?" And she was like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you think I would even send you? Like, stop flattering yourself, Pilar." But so somebody had hacked into hers and sent me inappropriate text messages or messages on Instagram. So this can happen through her account. And it's happened other times. People try to get my phone number saying that there's somebody else, and, "Hey girl, call me. I want to send you a gift for your birthday or for your babies." Like, So this happens. I really do feel that this whole thing is just a hot mess.
Well, but here's the thing, right? The
16
truth,
times.
vetted out, whatever. Like you're saying, we're looking for right now, and we don't know what the why is and stuff like this. So we're bringing up what could have happened. But at the end of the day, there's something there. The truth will come out. If it's if it's to the fact that Deshaun Watson was slandered and all this was wrong, well, dude, somebody's gonna have to pay for this. And either way, if there's 16 cases, one doesn't, so investigate them all, vet them all out, vet every situation, find out what the truth is, because that's what it's gotten to the point. Until then, everything's sort of allegedly, but just because one person doesn't mean that you hear 16. That's all people. So clear all 15.
Well, but what they're saying is that they're not releasing the names of these girls.
So they have. So what I'm saying is that until they do, or moving forward, right? Moving forward with the names, because obviously there has to be people, and if there's not, if this is all a sham because of whatever else, that truth will come out.
Right. Nope, absolutely. I think that the truth is going to be here. Our social media at Woodward Sports, somebody here is saying conspiracy theory with a bunch of exclamation marks. I mean, we've heard that. That's what we thought in the very beginning of this.
We can make conspiracy theory out of anything, right?
Right,
we can do
absolutely.
That. My daughter Lily loves conspiracy theories. This kid has books on it. Dad, did you know this?
Sometimes I get a little bit too down the rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that show, Jesse Ventura's Conspiracy Theories?
I didn't see that one, but I heard of it.
You read his manifesto? That's pretty wild.
No, I have not read it. I'm going to have to, because then there was a conspiracy theory as to why his conspiracy theory show was canceled or is no longer on air or whatever. But Easy, what do you have for us?
I'm sorry, make sure I was unmuted. There's a theory out there that the lawyer, I think his name's something Harden.
Rusty Harden.
Rusty Harden is a neighbor of Steve McNair. And the other thing too, if you're talking conspiracies, and I get it, there's a lot of women that obviously make this fishy. But why civil suits? Why no criminal in this case? That's the part that's I question.
Well, so that was addressed in the ESPN article as well, and they do want to try and make it a criminal suit. But the DA came out and said, there's other things that need to happen, and they can't comment on that until it's got to go through a whole process before it does become criminal. But right now, these are civil suits. But the attorney that's representing all of the victims has made a comment that they feel that they should consider it.
Nice haircut,
that the state
Rusty.
of Texas should take this over. So I don't know, when you have an attorney saying that, that's saying hey, we've got enough evidence that this is real for the state of Texas to take this over and it become more of a criminal thing. So I don't know. We will continue to fill you guys in as we get more information. Hopefully this just isn't true. Hopefully this is one of those conspiracy theories. And I mean, it would break my heart to see the image of Deshaun Watson go down like this if it is true. But if it is true, then punishment should go down. Punishment should go down the way it's supposed to, and justice should be served to all the victims. That is for sure. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, D-Max hack 'em and whack 'em, his PGA picks of the week. Do not go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
I mean, we're inside Grove Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan.
It's Maz for Hall Financial. Interest rates are starting to fluctuate, so watch it. Now is the time to call Hall Financial. You don't know what's going to happen. They'll be smart. Make the call now while rates are low, because you could be saving some money and possibly some years on your mortgage. Hall Financial is fast. They do all the heavy lifting for you, so give them a shot. DavidHallMortgage.com. I've worked with them several times, just in the last few years, and I'm down to 2.5, and maybe a little change after that, and I saved some years on my mortgage as well. Give them a shot. DavidHallMortgage.com to get started. Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Tell them Matt sent you.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my booking studios. Make sure that you are chiming in on on our social media at Woodward Sports. And, of course, that you are downloading our app, Woodward Sports Network. You can find it in the Apple Store and in the Android Store. All right, my friends, it is time for D-Max. Hack 'em and whack 'em. I'll say hack and whack. Hack 'em and whack 'em.
It's the same thing.
It is.
If you're a golfer, you understand that we're all tour players, except we're amateurs.
I like that.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. I guess
What's your golf ball of choice, by the way, Mac?
Anyways, guys, so this week in the golf, it's the match play, which actually started today, Wednesday, and I apologize we didn't get to the bets yesterday. But I didn't make them and didn't realize till last night. But I got bets in. So with this match play, it's not a legitimate 64 match play. They have different brackets and circles. So it's the best round. The first 3 rounds are head-to-head matches. Anyways, I got 3 $5 bets in. And you can look and trail on these two because you can still bet after today. The odds probably won't be as good because the 3 guys won and 1 guy tied, so we're looking good after the first. Who did I go with? Well, in match play, it's a little bit different game, so you can use a lot of guys that you see in the Ryder Cups or the President's Cups, which is the Americans versus Europeans or the international team every few years. That's why I have Jordan Spieth plus 2,200. Yes, he won today, so he had a full point. Also, Daniel Berger plus 3,500. He also won a point today. Patrick Reed plus 2,900. Him and Bubba Watson have the day, but he got a half point. And then Kevin Kisner plus 6,000. He won in his group today. So, starting off the first round, pretty good. I'll report back in tomorrow to see what it is, and I'll give something out on Friday going into the weekend.
Hey, Steve Rathbun on Facebook wants to know what your handicap is.
My handicap, yeah. I'm the country's, I'm an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, I'm a traveling 8. 7.9 right. Index, travels everywhere.
Who's the best Red Wing alum?
Ray Whitney. Ray Whitney, probably. Brett Hall's great. Dougie Brown. All great players. Yeah,
that's great, man.
Yeah, you just want it. An 8 is less stressful.
8's good.
It's stress free.
I'm trying to compare it to bowling because I want to know.
Okay, then my bowling average would be 190.
190.
190.
So, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, not bad.
190, close to 200, maybe.
That means you spend a lot of time on the golf course. That's what that means, huh?
Absolutely, Pilar. Absolutely. And if you know me at all, my goal is just to be able to play everywhere and anywhere.
That's not a bad goal to have. Easy. What do you have?
So I know we're reading like Facebook comments, stuff like that. We had some on YouTube when Mads did an impersonation from The Godfather. People want to know what are you guys' what's the #1 gangster movie of all time?
You just said it.
The Godfather?
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Well, that's the saga. That's the Italian version, bro. What about like
Scarface? Is
dude,
good.
What about like Boondock Saints, or what about like
Miller's Crossing's good.
You know,
Once Upon a Time in America.
Those are all great.
Love.
Those are all great. You know, Scarface, man. Come
Love
on.
Scarface.
These are the quotable stuff.
So I don't really watch a lot of those hardcore gangster, like Italian mob movies because I'll have terrible nightmares. So I think that my favorite movie, was it the favorite movie or what? I'd have to say the only real gangster movie that I've seen from start to finish was Dangerous Minds.
That doesn't count.
It was gangster.
Wait, what? Dangerous Minds?
Dangerous Minds. That's like a comedy.
I mean,
compared to what we're talking about.
Gosh,
it was about
good
gangs.
For you. Stay wholesome.
It was about gangs, wasn't it?
You watched the Russian 5. Now you have to watch The Godfather.
I can't. My husband watches it all the time. I can't watch it. I cannot watch it.
It's phenomenal.
Nope, I can't watch it. It just
turn away when the horse's head is in the bed. Just turn away from that one. That's okay.
No, I can't. All the shooting. He said, spoiler alert. All the shooting, all that stuff. I just can't deal. It's like the whole movie is.
Next year's gonna be the 50-year anniversary.
Wow.
It's time for you to hop on board.
It was before my times.
It's before my time. It takes place in the 50s, the 40s.
But the movie itself was before my time. So.
By the way, T.Y. Hilton back with the Colts, 1 year, $10 million.
Good. I'm very happy to hear that.
And Peyton Manning's what, 45 today, I think?
Oh, happy birthday, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, the man.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to play a little bit of Me Gusta o No Me Gusta, one of our favorite segments here. And if you guys missed yesterday's show, my goodness, just go back and watch it for the sake of that segment. Me gusta o no me gusta. All right, don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports
Very
Network.
nice.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Bell soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. It is Wednesday, March 24th. I'm Pilar Laster. To my left, we've got D-Mac. To my right, we've got Maz. And then Art and
That's my Mills Lane.
And Easy, all behind the glass.
You know who Mills Lane is, Pilar?
I don't.
He was a famous boxing referee, and they'd name him, and here's Mills Lane refereeing the fight.
But Mills Lane was funny because he was 4 foot 10 inches tall.
He was a judge. Guy. He was a judge, a bald judge. He was
a
great.
little guy.
Phenomenal judge. Phenomenal. Him and Richard Steele, the two best ever.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you guys be the judge of this statement. And, of course, let us know on social media if you guys want to play along. It's very simple. Me gusta means you like it. No me gusta means I don't like it. Hit us up on our social media at Woodward Sports. So the NHL did the right thing firing referee Tim Peel. Me gusta or no me gusta? D-Mac, you can go first.
You know what sucks? The truth is me gusta because of the temperature, but the statement that they brought out, which easy, if you can put the statement that the NHL released on why is bullshit, right?
Oh.
No, it's bullshit, right? Nothing is more important than ensuring the integrity of the game. Campbell said Tim Peel's conduct in direct contradiction. No, what the direct contradiction is the fact that the microphones were open, and the fact, because here's the thing, even though I agree with it in today's day and age, 2021, this is the old culture out of the game. Now, grateful thing is that Tim Peel is retiring at the end of the year. This is what they had to say. Now, I agree with the move because of the gambling and of everything, how it looks, and the culture that we're in. I just take a little bit back to the NHL saying that, oh my God, it sounds like, oh, the integrity and this and that. And listen, that's the old school mentality, and he's the martyr. Sell him down the road. I will make gusta this. I agree with them, but again, it goes part of Gary Bettman hockey that I do not like, and we know that.
I love how you just bring things to light. I thought for sure you were going to say no me gusta, but then you brought up that you said it's the culture, it's the temperature, it's what needs to happen. Maz, te gusta o no te gusta?
That's why you probably had us mixed up. You probably thought I would be me gusta, and you probably thought he was no me gusta.
Maybe.
But I'm no me gusta on this whole effing cancel culture. All right, that's what I'm saying. 2 thumbs down to everything. Bring back the Redskins, bring back Tom Brenneman, and bring back this poor referee. I'm just done with everything that's against people, against society. Stop being pussies. Stop it. Stop it. Honestly, just stop it. And I'm a middle man. I go right down the middle. You can call me liberal, and you can call me whatever the hell you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. Nonetheless, I am telling you,
don't ever do
I'm
that.
done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Now, I understand they had to get rid of the guy, and I know he probably told them, go ahead and shoot me. I'm retiring anyway. I know he did. But we all know as sports fans what a makeup call is. Don't stick an effing microphone everywhere then and expect them to. You can't change the way you ref a game. You can't change the way you do things. It's just the way you do things. Like Darren says, this ain't the Truman Show. This is real life. Real life. And I'll be fired again. I've been fired by the best of them. I'll be fired again because I'll probably say something wrong on the microphone again. But I don't care because this is what my truth is. And Darren has got me thinking that way, and that's the way I'm going forward with my life. No me gusta. Go F yourselves.
Proud of you, Maz. And
okay.
Before you go on, Pilar, I think Maz brought up a great point. Is that this guy, he said it a little bit aggressively when he took the bullet. But the fact that's Tim Peel's character. He's like, oh, man, this isn't good here. Okay, I'm going to exit early
Right.
or whatever. And I just hope that behind the scenes that it's okay, that it comes out with it. The league can come out with that statement or whatever, as long as behind the scenes it's the old boy network still and going, you know, one of these, sorry, bro, but it has to happen. So that's why I can make Gusta it, because of the whole thing. But, you know, Maz, that's just I agree with you. I love it when you get fired up. And that's it, Maz. I don't give a shit either. Speak your truth.
Yeah.
That's right.
F it. Go down with the ship. I don't care.
All right.
I'll play you with house money, like I say again.
All right.
Do what you must with me.
Easy. ¿Te gusta o no te gusta?
I accidentally put the camera on me. I wasn't ready. They need to stop acting like Baligian, right, man?
I love that. I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
I hate that anybody had to lose their job because of it, but I think, I guess, for people to respect the game, it probably had to happen. So, me gusta.
Were you able to bring up our Borat from yesterday yet?
I will get it right now as soon as Fish starts going.
All right, Fish talk. You
All
get the
right,
Borat.
Fish. ¿Te gusta o no te gusta?
I don't know. It's a tough one.
It is a tough
read
one.
The question. Read the statement.
Can I be down? Can I be down the middle?
No.
I can't be down like just no.
Wow, you know what, Fish? That's a good question.
I want to go down the middle.
Pilar would let anybody go down the middle,
it would be you, because I want to be split down the middle too.
But so if you make a decision, you're gonna force Pilar to
No,
make a decision.
I'll make a decision.
Oh, look at you leading way. I like the leader in the.
I'll go no me gusta.
Yeah.
Fish.
I mean,
hey, can I bring something up, D-Mac? If he wasn't going to retire this year, you think he'd get a job?
Good question.
Like the WHL or the OHL?
No, I think
the NBL.
That if he wasn't going to retire, they might have made a bigger deal. Like, what I think went down behind is it's like he's like, well, I'm going to walk away now or whatever, instead of he's a valuable guy, but they would have made into a longer suspension or whatever. But do I think he'll ref somewhere else or be around and stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he wants to. I think this is finally it, and it gives him another opportunity to not put up with the BS and to actually move on. And, you know, like, again, I retired in 2009, and he'd ref for 5 years or whatever. So he's had a 20-year career.
Yeah.
So,
Fish.
Did you happen to have Wes McCauley as your ref?
Yeah, I did. You know Wes?
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a
The
good
call
guy.
on the ice stairs, we have a goal.
That's it. The call on the ice stairs, we have a goal. There you go. What about you, Clark?
All right, so I'm with Fish. I'd like to be in the middle, but I think that going back to the actual statement, it said the NHL did the right thing, firing Tim Peel. I think that the right thing was, for the sake of the game, to maintain the image of the game. And with gambling the way that it is, this is the last thing that the league needed, is a scandal like this. So I think that they did the right thing. So I'm going to have to say, I mean, no me encanta. I don't love it, pero me gusta. I think that I hate that it went down.
Can you put that in a long, like, please finish this state in the long Mexican?
No.
I don't agree with it.
What did you say, in the long Mexican form?
Yeah, in the long Spanish form or whatever. See,
It's
like
called Spanish, not Mexican.
Okay, well, that's what
You're
I
canceled,
mean. I
Mac.
mean,
You're
in the
canceled.
What?
You're canceled.
Oh my gosh, stop
Bring
it.
Bring,
Stop
bring,
it.
Wait, hey, you know what? Way to tease me. You know?
Stop.
But
You guys are
how would you
hilarious
say
today.
so is it Mexican or Spanish? But Mexican is your what is the
So
problem?
Mexico's the country.
No.
Right.
Okay, so I'm primarily Spanish, right? My dad's Spanish. My mom's half Mexican, half Spanish. The language that we speak is Spanish.
Okay. But can you give me your best Spanish Latino? You know, I'm the Telemundo, how you would answer. You know what I'm asking for.
Oh, you want a telenovela.
No, but I don't agree with it.
That's what he wanted, a Mexican soap opera.
Yes.
Okay, that was my bad. My
Yes.
bad. I was like, that's not a language.
No,
silly.
I want the Mexican.
You want the Mexican telenovela.
Yeah.
Okay. José Luis, no. No es justo lo que le están haciendo al señor Peel. No es justo. Él luchó por esta liga. No es justo. ¿Por qué le están haciendo esto? No. Luis Antonio, no. Smack. No. Pero eso es lo que tuvo que hacer. Eso es lo que tenían que hacer la liga. El NHL hizo lo que tuvo que hacer. Está bien, déjame, por favor, que no puedo. And scene.
Oh, dude, I heard NHL. Whoever is your production crew, that smack was freaking like on point. We understood that, and I don't agree. Whatever. Can you give us the Cole's notes on that? Was what?
So
what do you get for these?
It's not. But we have a. Okay, I was like, wait, do we have an Emmy here? Do we have a daytime Emmy? I thought we might be able to pull that one off, but yeah. Oh my gosh.
Her.
No, so basically what I said is it's not fair to what they did to Tim Peel. He was only doing what they do in the game, but the NHL did what they had to do. It was for the good of the game, for the good of the league. All right, my friends, hit us up on social media. Are you a no me gusta or a me gusta on this one? When we come back, we've got lots of Lions talk, and our friend Dave Brikett will be joining us from Lions beat reader from the
He's a beat writer, not a beat reader.
Beat writer.
He reads, but he's a beat writer.
We're all messing up today.
He's on the beat.
For the free press. All right, don't go anywhere. Chaos when we come back.
I'm teaching her.
He's got the beat.
Hey!
Yeah.
The beat. All right, you're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Back
to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. We're having way too much fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying the fun as well. Joining us on social media at Woodward Sports, downloading the app, Woodward Sports Network in the Android and Apple stores. All right, my friends. It is time to bring on our friend Dave Brikett, Lions beat writer from the Detroit Free Press.
Look at Dave.
Oh, look
at
man? This. Wait, Dave, can you turn your phone sideways? Is there a way you can turn your phone sideways? Freeze frame.
Dave's frozen in time.
There he is. All right, now we'll get him back. A lot to talk about with Dave. There you are. A lot to talk about, my friends. So much going on with the Detroit Lions. Moving people, renegotiating contracts. What does the redoing Jared Goff's contract mean to the team?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think it probably ties him to Detroit for at least, this season and next through the 2022 season. Certainly, they have more dead money by trading Matthew Stafford than they would by cutting Jared Goff or trading him after this season. So on from him at the quarterback position, but I would like to think that that he has a 2-year window of opportunity to prove himself to the Lions. The Lions are going to look at him this fall as their starter, and we'll see what else they do at the quarterback position. But I think the restructure means that he's probably here for at least 2 seasons.
I like it, Dave. 26 years old. We know what he's done in the past with the Rams. Yeah, the Rams aren't the Lions, but 6 playoff wins, gets to the Super Bowl, had a chance to win it, had a couple of drops in that game. Nonetheless, here he is a couple of years later. Sean McVay decides that Matthew Stafford can get him to the Super Bowl quicker than Jared Goff. Goff comes here. He's got to restart his career. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. But I like what they do here. It frees up that, $15 million you were saying in salary cap. That helps with the rookies, and also they got some chump change to suspend, which they did today. Alex Anzalone comes over from the Saints, and they got themselves a new kick returner.
$15 million, and that's really enough to get you through the season, to pay for your rookie class, to any moves that might come up, right? Let's say the Lions have this surprising season, they want to go out and trade for somebody. Well, they have some room to do it now. But I mean, bottom line is, these teams, you can make simple restructures are built into players' contracts. I don't know if it was the same way in hockey, D-Mac, but teams can just do this at their will, essentially, and that's all this was. So. Really, cap gymnastics is what the Lions are doing, what a lot of teams are doing right now because of the shrinking salary cap.
This is Dave Brikett, Lions beat writer for the Detroit Lions. Dave, can I ask you, and in hockey it's the same thing, but I got to see, we got to have this serious conversation. Can I get you to turn your phone sideways so I can see all of you?
You got it.
Yeah, no, I got to see all of you because this is important.
Look at that.
Right, so this is important because with what has gone on, and now going into the draft and stuff like this, this to me doesn't tip the Lions' hand at 7, where some people are going, oh my gosh, it's Goff here now. Now we know we're not drafting a quarterback if it comes down to. To me, it shows more of a definition of the plan moving ahead. What perspective does these moves, and other than the right people are making the choices in Allen Park right now, but what does this tell you? Because you're there all the time.
Well, you're right. I think, all options are still on the table at number 7, and that's really the, important thing, I guess, for the Lions, because, again, their window of opportunity is not now in 2021. It's a couple of years from now. And so I firmly believe that as they go through their evaluations, if they study these quarterbacks and they think whoever it is, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, whoever the guy is, if they think that guy is going to be the quarterback of the future, can be a long-term, 10-year starter, top 10 quarterback in the game, you'd still draft that guy at 7. I don't know that they feel that way. I don't have much feedback yet on how they value this quarterback position, but I do know that they are comfortable with Jared Goff being their quarterback. And so from that standpoint, it makes sense to reaffirm your commitment to him. And again, you still have options in the future through the draft this year, next year, whatever it may be at the quarterback position.
Dave, I wanted to ask you about the 2 free agents they signed today. Khalif Raymond from the Titans. He'll be doing the kicks. Used to be Jamal Agnew, as we know. He's with Uncle Urban now in Jacksonville. And Alex Anzalone, the former Saints linebacker. Obviously, Dan Campbell knows a little bit about him.
No, you're right. I mean, Campbell had said, I think I'd asked him, a month or so ago, just about sort of the familiarity and how much that would play into some of these free agent signings, and it certainly was. I think both with Anzalone, he obviously was with the Saints for a few years. A guy that, he's had some shoulder issues, so, who knows if he can stay healthy. But if he is, he's going to be a guy that's going to probably start on that defense, probably start next to Jamie Collins, and should impact the back 7. I mean, he's really the only move that they've made in that back 7 so far. So, the other one, look, and I know you mentioned the kick returner, but they signed a wide receiver today too, and that's a guy that has some more ties, right, to Damian Ratley. He was a John Dorsey draft pick. So you look, I know we like to have fun with it. Everybody likes to have fun with it, right? The Patriot way, and Matt Patricia and everyone bringing in, all these guys from New England that they know. It's the same thing with the new organization, right? Jared Goff, Michael Brockers, Damian Ratley, all these guys, Anzalone. These are all guys that have ties to the old regime because that's who they know and they trust, and they think they can help them put their, build their program and put their foundation in for what they're trying to accomplish.
I'm easy, by the way. Hi, Dave. With the new cap space, producer, but with the new cap space that we have now, are there any affordable free agents that are speculated to come here now that we can, or is this more of a move to sign our rookies and everything?
Yeah, I think it's more about what lies ahead in the next couple months. I mean, every team needs $5 million to $7 million to sign your rookies, depending on where you're drafted and how many picks you have. The Lions still have some holes that they need to fill, particularly in the secondary. They need a slot cornerback. They need a safety, somebody to compete with Will Harris for that second starting spot. A guy like Nickel Roby-Coleman's another guy that has, we're talking about familiarity, who has some ties to the current Lions regime. He played for the Rams. He was the guy that had that pass interference that was not called against the New Orleans Saints a couple years ago. So I know the Lions have been, bottom feeding at those spots a little bit, waiting for that market to settle. They don't want to spend too much money. They were never in on a John Johnson. So I do think you're going to see them add another player or two here in the coming days, but nothing that would really impact the cap space that they created.
Dave Brikett joins us, Free Press Lions Beat. Dave, I wanted to talk to you about, being bitter as a Lions fan and all these players that we let go and they become what they were supposed to become. I go Kyle Van Noy. I bring up Kerry Hyder, defensive end, signs with the Seahawks, was with the 49ers, gets a nice 3-year, maybe $18 million. Guys like that we let out of the building during the Quinn and Patricia stuff. Is there any guys like that really stick out in your mind that should never have been able to leave this building?
That's a good question. Yeah, off the top of my head, I mean, look, Kyle Van Noy was the one, I guess, right, when he was playing really well in New England that everybody pointed to, especially when they changed from that Jim Caldwell system to more of the Patriot system, and you were like, man, we had that guy here already. So certainly he's one of those guys. I think the other name that would pop immediately to head would be Travis Fulgham, just because he had great run in Philly at the start of last season. Now, look, I don't blame the Lions for letting him go, right? I mean, I think they were fairly deep at the receiver position last year. And Fulgham, frankly, hadn't shown a ton, but, you draft him for a reason, and you think he's sort of a developmental guy given the level that he played at. So you'd like to be able to hold on to a guy like that. And then when you see him have some big games in Philadelphia, all of a sudden you say, that should be us. Why don't we have him on our roster right now?
Dave, what do you think that the organization needs to do so that Jared Goff can have a somewhat successful year? What is the key position that you feel that they need to focus in on to give him as much help as possible?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's still receiver that they need to focus in on, to I think, give him the full evaluation that he needs. But look, this is part of the, I guess my question, for everyone who thinks that the Lions are going to go forward with Jared Goff. And again, it's certainly possible. He's 26 years old. He played in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Number 1 overall pick. So we're talking about a guy that has some talent here. But I don't think the Lions are going to be very good this fall, right? And so I just don't know that if you're, looking at a 6-win team at the end of the season, that anyone is saying, well, yeah, that's our quarterback. That guy that just led us to 6 wins is our quarterback. So I still think there's going to be some need to find, or some desire to find that great quarterback, or the quarterback that can lead you to success. So, and I know it's not all about wins and losses, and you have to evaluate his play on the field. And so that's why I say I think to give him the full evaluation that he needs, maybe that's why a receiver does come into play at number 7, because right now the Lions are still really thin at that position.
All right, Dave, I'm making you the boss of the Lions. Last thing, you're sitting at pick 7. These names are on the board: Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, and Penei Sewell. Who are you taking?
Man, that's a tough one. I think I would be debating between Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell. I think Chase is the best receiver in the group, and the value of the receiver, even though Kyle Pitts is a matchup, the best. I think those two are very similar in terms of their prospect ranking, and so I would put Pitts, I would put Chase over Pitts. But Sewell, man, the opportunity to, really get another offensive lineman that you can really build around. I think I would probably go Sewell.
Because the Bengals might pass on him. At least that's what Mel Kiper says, and they might go for the big name Kyle Pitts. So if the Bungles bungle, his name tumbles down.
Listen, guys,
I think there. Now I was going to say that if all 4 of those quarterbacks go in the top 7 picks, top 4 picks, whatever it is, the Lions are going to get one of those 3, because I think those are the 3 best non-quarterbacks in the draft: Sewell, Chase, and Pitts.
And it obviously shows me, Dave Brikett, as always, great minds like you and I think alike, because I'm a huge, if Sewell's there, you cannot, because he's one of those guys that's going to be there for a long time. Anyways, real quick, as a beat writer, and I know you don't cover hockey, but covering the Lions and stuff, what happened to official Tim Peel last night? As a hockey, like a makeup call or whatever, like the fact that that it was live over the microphones and stuff like that, it turned out that it's the right decision, in my opinion, by the NHL because of optics and because we're in 2021. But, does it surprise you, or where do you stand? Because you're around, being a beat writer, people, that they know the intricacies and how the heartbeat of the organizations and in the room go. So from your perspective, what did you think this as the reporter?
All right, you got to fill me in a little bit here. I was doing my mock draft today, then I was helping out at my daughter's school.
So easy. Do you got that clip? Never mind. Anyways, Tim Peel on camera said last night that he said, you know what, he made a makeup call on Nashville game, but he was talking to the Nashville guy as he gave Nashville a penalty. He said, I've been looking for a makeup call. He got canned today because they caught it, right? I just want your perspective because of being around old school, how things have changed, softer, that it was more of a martyr situation. Now, the good thing is that he's retiring at the end of the year. So Does things like this in football? Do like the guys who blow calls and you mentioned a huge call and a guy that with the Saints game and the non-call Rams. Does that happen? Is this the time and age we're in?
I think it's probably there's probably some human nature that it does happen, but I look as a guy who's refereed some too, like certainly not at any sort of professional level, but youth, high school games, whatever that sort of thing. Like I don't think you can go there. Again, subconsciously, I think maybe it does play into things, but you can't consciously do that. You have to acknowledge that you made a mistake. You know what? I missed that one. That's my fault. I missed that call. But you don't want to make it up and give somebody else something. So I don't know the exact play. Maybe there was something that was ticky-tacky. So, it was a call that, one of those borderline calls that you could give. A holding in football, right? I mean, the old saying is you can call holding on every play. Yep. So, again, I think some of that comes into play subconsciously, but I just don't think officials can go there because that's just crossing a line that you shouldn't do when you're playing sports that mean so much, and that you just want a level playing field on.
Spoken like a true referee, right? Whereas it's a subconscious thing.
Yeah.
Where if you don't talk about it, then it's not proof. That he gave out the proof.
Right.
Thanks, Dave, for clarification.
It's probably part of it.
Yeah.
Dave Brikett, thanks so much for joining us here on The Hook. We love having you on. Please come back anytime you want.
You got it,
Our lines
guys.
are open for you.
Happy to be here.
All right, Dave. Be good, man.
Thanks, Dave. Dave Brikett from the Detroit Press.
The Free
Press.
Yeah, the Free.
The Free.
Yeah.
The Free. All right, when we come back, it is going to be time for D-Mac's Name That Teammate and some bad beats. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
All right, guys, let's move on to Me Gusta or No Me Gusta. All
Look
right.
at that. You got your own lower third now.
Oh,
See
we
that?
updated this.
To spell right?
Woo, woo.
Then I will go Me Gusta Big Gretch.
Oh, wow.
All right.
No me gusta.
No te
Let
gusta.
us play.
No me gusta.
Me da gusta.
He's nice.
Very nice.
And the vagina.
Me gusta.
All right, Fish, what do you
And the
say?
vagina.
Oh my.
Wow, it's very nice.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. That was a clip from yesterday's show.
Borat Costanza down there.
Borat Costanza. That is
Hates
phenomenal.
Tuesdays and TB12. That's what I'm getting the shirt
Oh,
made.
my goodness. Yep, that was a fun clip. You guys should start that at the beginning of all of the
Me gusta,
the
no
Me Gusta or No Me
Yeah.
Gusta. That's going to
From
be
now
our
on, that'll be the
segue.
intro.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's my claim to fame.
Yeah,
All
now.
right, my friends.
That's my
it
game.
is-
That's my Stanley Cup game-winning goal, Max. There it is.
Dude, that's like an exhibition goal.
I know.
We're shooting way higher, bro. You hit that one. Congratulations.
He said exhibition when he said that word of a lady's parts. Like, oh my gosh.
No.
Let's get. We do not need to play it one more time.
Wow, it's very nice.
Don't need to. All right, let's get to D-Mac's Name That Teammate.
All right, Max.
Moving on.
Max, who we got today? And you said there's a little bit of a crumb trail in there
Yes.
because of this week. What's going on this week?
I started you up because the 26th is right around the corner. I think it's just 2 days away in 1997. And the man that kind of got this thing started is this man, a 3-time Norris winner. That means for best defenseman. One of the greatest offensive defensemen of all time. 14-time All-Star, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. But he was traded for Brendan Shanahan on opening night in 1996. You guys were in Edmonton, and Kenny Holland pulled the deal to bring Brendan Shanahan here to Detroit. So Primo, a draft pick, one other guy was a defenseman. I forgot his name, Brian High or something like that, and Paul Coffey. Brian Glynn. Paul Coffey goes to Hartford, to the Whalers. Paul Hartford, number 77.
Yeah, Paul Coffey, nicknamed Ducats, meaning cards, because I was a card player. But he was the ultimate. I grew up, obviously, the Dead Wing era, but the Oilers when he was there with Gretzky and stuff like that. But I can't thank him enough, especially my first few years. He was such a great leader and an example. I brought it up before. He always used to have this saying is that the goon can't handle prosperity, but he was such a good guy. But the one thing is that with Paul Coffey being here and his wife Stephanie and stuff like that, for all of us that were our first or second year guys, really took us under his wing and just more or less father figure. But the one thing about Paul Coffey, and he won the Norris Trophy in the '95 season. We went to the finals against Jersey. He was awesome. He was, it's just incredible at the numbers that he put up. Obviously, in the era, but him being, such a great player, but his skate, and you got to his size 8, there I am. His size 8 shoe, which he'd shove into a size 6 skate.
Wow.
Right, because that's what it was. And Paul Coffey, here's the best story about him. Right, he had the last guy to have a chance. Right, up to about 10 boxes of skates in his locker, and he'd take them up. He wouldn't let anybody sharpen them. He'd go and sharpen them and put them on right out of the box on the ice and go.
He's all alone.
It was the most incredible thing.
There's the move right there now, Baligian. There's the shot off the post. The Red Wings get another shot, and then Coffey just chips it in.
Because he went to Philly and he was playing for the Flyers in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I put him out of the series because I hammered him along the boards. But Rubbin's racing. He didn't talk to me for a few years, but we're all good now. Love Koff. He's the one, actually, it's his fault I wear glasses because I walked into the Comerica Park for the 2013 outdoor game. He's sitting at a table signing autographs at the end, and he's got these pop bottles. And I go, holy frick, Grandpa, you see much? And he just gives me this one. He gives me this one, Maz.
Oh.
He goes, all right. He goes, you just did it to yourself, Junior. You just wait. And sure as hell, 6 months later.
Glasses.
Oh, glasses. I can't even say. I'm looking for somebody. Who's got the best glasses on? I need to get these prescribed and taken care of. I need some cool-ass shades because I got to wear them all the time.
Hey, my buddy.
But I love Paul Coffey, 77, one of the greatest hockey players to ever play.
My buddy Ernie Modestino was visiting me today. I was putting the show together, and I'm like, let's think about it. Who should we get for D-Max? Name that Red Wing today. And we put our heads together. We came up with a bunch of them, and we said, hey, 1997, March 26th, it's coming up. He's like, how about Paul Coffey? I'm like, damn. And then I remembered, yeah, he was traded for Brendan Shanahan, the main piece, him and Keith Primo. And here we are. So, Ernie, good call.
Job, Ern. Way to keep Baz on point.
All right. Keep hitting us up on our social media at Woodward Sports. If you want a story from one of D-Mac's former teammates, we keep track of them and we keep throwing them at him. So eventually we will get to the guy that you want to hear about. So keep hitting us up on social media at Woodward Sports. All right, guys, we are up against the clock, so we got to get to who you like.
Yeah.
Tom Mazaway,
I'm
who
hot.
you like?
I'm hot. 4 in a row. 2 last night. The Knicks and Nets, I gave it to you. You made some money. Congratulations. Tonight, the Atlanta Hawks, 3-point favorites on the road in Sacramento. They will beat the Kings. That's my pick. I kind of like the Nuggets over the Raptors, but I'm not going to give you that one as a rock-solid game. Hawks over the Kings. Give the 3.
All right, D-Mac, who you like?
I got Calgary plus 1.5 in Ottawa. They are plus 140 money, but Calgary needs to win some games here, and Ottawa's the team to do it against, so they're going to come out with a big effort.
You see the over-under? It's 6.
I know.
It's high.
So
That's high.
Right, because that means 5-1, 5-2 game.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's not your pick. It's who he likes.
I know. I just wanted to tell him the
He
over-under.
was just giving me the analogy.
That's all.
He likes my pick. That's what he meant.
I was afraid that he was going to start to George Costanza you.
No Costanza.
No, he Costanza himself earlier today when he went, hey, I'm hot. You know how hot I am? You know how hot I am? So fair warn when Maz goes 0-7 because he's poking the betting beast.
All right, Easy, who you
Ride
got?
the wave.
What is the Costanza thing, real quick?
It's a Seinfeld thing. You're a kid.
Okay.
Learn Seinfeld and then talk to me.
I'm super good on that.
Seinfeld wasn't out before Easy was born.
I know
Give him a
that.
break.
I know that.
Okay, Easy, who you like today?
Last night with the Nuggets, I hit my first ever parlay. By the way, shouts out to me.
Attaboy.
Baz, you actually helped me with that too. But I'm taking the Nuggets again tonight over the Raptors. I think that's a sure bet. The Raptors
I love
are
it.
garbage.
Shouts out to me.
I like it. I like it too. All right, Art, who you got?
Yeah, so the 9 and 7 Art. I'm above 500, so that's what it means, right? Above 500?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Yeah. The 9 and 7 Art is picking the Boston Celtics. They're I had to look at my screen. That's how dumb I am with this shit. They're over the Milwaukee Bucks. I got Boston Celtics. They're a plus 195 underdog.
Oh,
All right.
I like it.
All
There
right,
he goes.
Fish, who we got?
All right, we're going to football.
Which state? Which country?
We're going to Australia.
Okay.
Of course,
Thursday night
best
football.
country. Thursday night football.
Yes.
So excited.
It
Best
is.
feeling in the world. I'm taking the Storm plus 6.5.
Okay.
I think they're doing good. By the
Gulf
way,
Storm?
Melbourne Storm. By the way, the game's in Sydney. They just released all restrictions. They're 100%.
I want to live there.
So it's going to be a fun game. You're taking Collingwood over Carlton.
Okay. In what?
That's football.
What field?
That's
Okay.
football. I'm doing rugby. You're doing football.
Okay.
A different state, Melbourne. They just pumped it up to 75% crowd.
All right.
Lot of stuff going on.
There'll be a lot of fans in the arena, and that's going to motivate them to win. And Fish and I are going to keep our hot streak going. There you have it, my friends. Thanks so much for chiming in on our social media. We always love to hear from you at Woodward Sports. And, of course, thanks so much for downloading and sharing and commenting on our app. We greatly appreciate all the love that we're getting. It's Woodward Sports. You can find it in the Apple and Android stores. For Fish, for Art, for Easy D, for D-Mac, and for our boy, Maz, I'm Pilar Laster. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to The Hook.